Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And today, yesterday we did a podcast about this vapid woman who only thought about herself, and she showed the true face of the evil and the hell that women carry within them. And today, well, this story has been around for about a week. I'm just falling behind with all the crazy stuff that's been going on. Today, we're going to talk about this new app, or an app that's been around for a couple of years now, and it's called Tea. Now, some of you, many of you, have seen the Kermit the Frog meme where he's drinking tea, and it's about gossiping and all that other good bullshit. But this is an app for women, and this app is solely for the purpose of women talking about men that they've met online. Well, I guess somebody was disgruntled by this, and hackers have breached the T app, which recently went viral as a safe place for women. Tens of thousands of women's selfies and photo IDs are now leaked online, and well deserved. If you're going to go on a website and talk about guys and smear their names, maybe even show pictures of them, and I don't know why any guy would allow a woman to take pictures of them, but if you're going to do something like this, you are an evil witch. And you need to have some sort of suffering in your life for doing something like this. A spokeswoman confirmed the hack Friday afternoon, and the company is estimating that more than 72,000 images, including 13,000 verification photos and images of government IDs, have been accessed. Can you imagine being such a moron that you're going to go on one of these apps and download or give access to your driver's license or your social security card? I mean, what the fuck are these bitches thinking? I mean, is spreading gossip that important? Is the drama that important? Well, now you got drama now. Yeah, everybody and their mama knows your drama. And it'll be out there forever. That's the beauty of the internet. It'll be out there forever. Now, this website, which is a product of Satan, of course, is designed to function as a virtual whisper network for women, that's in quotes, allowing them to upload photos of men and search for them by name. These users can leave comments describing these guys as red flag or green flag. So red flag means he sucks or he's bad or you don't want to date him. And green flag probably means that he has a big wiener. And they shared other information about them. Now, in digging a little bit into this, the other information that they've been sharing are these guys' phone numbers, their home addresses, their workplace. Some have allegedly shared pictures of their cars and their license plates. So this is what you're looking at now, guys. This is the horror. These are dragons. Now, you know what? Dragons were smart mythology. This is vermin here. These women are they're all about trying to humiliate men. That's all they want to do. And this site has gained so much popularity in recent weeks that it became, for a short time, the top free app in Apple's App Store. So all these bitches are downloading this app. And you have to be a woman to get this app because they make you take a selfie. And you have to send them the selfie so they know it's a woman that's coming on. I guess there's ways around that if you're a guy, but you have to take a selfie and you have to prove that you're a woman. So this is a woman's only site. You can't be a guy and do this. Signing up requires, as we said, a selfie. The app says these selfies are deleted after review. Bullshit. And they just want to prove that you're a woman. So all the users who get accepted are promised anonymity outside of the user's name they choose. They then take screenshots of what's in the app. Taking screenshots of what's in the app is also blocked. Now, the guy who created this app must not have been too good at creating apps, because there's a hacker, and the criminals are always smarter. There was a hacker who accessed the database from more than 2 years ago, and he just leaked, or I'm assuming it's a guy. He just leaked everything online, poured all that shit online. And a T spokesman said, and I quote, "This data was originally stored in compliance with law enforcement requirements related to cyberbullying prevention." So when they tell you that they're going to delete these photos, they're not deleting anything. They're keeping all these things. So if you put a picture up on there of you in a bathing suit or you naked or whatever, it's not going anywhere. Somebody's keeping it, and it's going to be used. Spokesmen for the company have hired a third-party cybersecurity expert, and that expert or experts are working, and I quote, "round the clock to secure our systems." They don't give a shit. As long as you keep, it's a free app, they don't care. The spokesman went on to say, and I quote, "Protecting our users' privacy and data is our highest priority. T is taking every necessary step to ensure the security of our platform and prevent future exposures." I mean, who would trust this site now? You just got, I guess, what do they call it, doxed? Everything you have on there is now out in the open. I mean, these people put government IDs, which is driver's licenses or passports or whatever, on this site. It's all exposed. So now you can have any psychopath coming to your house. Now, Monday, a media company named 404 Media, which was the first outlet to report the initial data breach, also reported a second security issue had been enabled, accessing more than 1.1 million user direct messages. And these were spanning from early 2023 to last week. And these messages, well, not all of them, some of these messages contained intimate personal information that made it easy to find user identity and access to photos, according to the report. I quote, "As part of our ongoing investigation into cybersecurity incident involving the T app, we have recently learned that some direct messages, or DMs, were accessed as part of an initial incident," said the T spokesman, confirming Monday. "Out of an abundance of caution, we have taken the affected system offline." Well, it's too late now. Everything that these bitches were talking about on there is now out in the open. I don't even know where you would find these things. I don't know who. There must be a website that you can go on. But this is absurd. First of all, to have a website like this, which was 99%, I'm 99% sure it was created by a guy, probably a Jew. You're just trying to expose and hurt men. All these guys are doing is being online, trying to get a date, and now now all their information and everything that they have, they hold dear, is being talked about and on these stupid whisper sites. Why would any guy go on these sites? Who would trust these things anymore? This is slander and libelous, and it's just awful shit. And now listen, do guys talk about girls that they've banged? Of course they do. but it's amongst guys, your friends, guys that you grew up with. You do it in a bar, you do it in a locker room talk, all that bullshit. These bitches are going online and telling other strangers about guys that they hooked up online with. This is it's so immoral. It's beyond comprehension. Now, it's not clear if that second set of user data was leaked online. We don't know that yet. But a cybersecurity researcher who brought the second breach to T's attention told NBC News that he could tell other people have previously obtained access to that database. It's unclear if any of them have been downloaded. Now, according to a lot of these cyber expert guys, the vulnerability has since been fixed. But while hackers have access to the database, they could still push notifications to a number of users. So they could still have access to these users' accounts. I mean, if you have an account with this stupid app, you just delete it. Get rid of it. Of course, the company is doing their due diligence, they say. They're now working to identify users whose personal information was compromised, and it plans to offer free identity protection services for those users. But it's already, the damage is already done. It's already done. And if these girls showed pictures of themselves naked or whatever, it's all online. Now, of course, this app and its popularity has angered some men, and prompted a thread Thursday evening on a right-wing troll message board called 4chan, the number 4, CHAN, in which users called for a hack and leak campaign. So there you go. So you got these guys out there who were like, this is a vengeance thing. I was going to ask what you think, but this is definitely a vengeance thing. The company became aware of the initial incident early Friday, said the spokesman. A 4chan user posted a link Friday morning, allegedly allowing people to download the database of stolen images, and troves of alleged victims' identification photos have been posted on 4chan and X. So all these images, if you go to this website, you're going to see all these bitches, and you're going to see firsthand. I showed you firsthand last night, but now you're going to see firsthand how evil women are, just how petty and pathetic these people are. Now on this site, one of the users was on Google Maps and created a map that purports to show the location of T users that were affected by the hack. Though there are no names attached to these posts, these locations, you still have their addresses, and you still know where they are because they downloaded their fucking driver's license on these things. I mean, every time I hear that women are smarter than men, or that women are more, no, look at these sites, and it's not a small site. There are thousands upon thousands of women. I would think millions of women on these things, because I don't think that this T app is the only one that exists. T app's creator, Sean Cook, of course, he's got to be a guy, said on its website that he was inspired after watching his mother's terrifying experience with online dating, including being catfished and unknowingly dating men with criminal records. Whose fault is that? That's your mother's fault. Do your due diligence. His mother's probably a hoe, and she probably got used and abused, just like homegirl from last night will be used and abused. Guys just ran right through her, and she got pissed off. And old Sean over here wanted to get back for mommy, because he's a mommy's boy, and he wanted to destroy his fellow brothers. Well, now his customers are suffering because of his betrayal. Users of T can run background checks, search for criminal histories, and reverse search photos to check whether a man is catfishing. The app also claims to donate 10% of its profits to the National Domestic Violence Funds. I call bullshit on that too. Some men online have expressed in online posts that they fear being misrepresented or doxxed on the platform they already have. Others include some users of the app have also raised concerns that the app could lead to harmful cyberbullying unrelated to actual safety concerns. So, of course, now these guys are on, one of these websites or one of these dating apps, and if a woman recognizes him from this T app, she can bombard him with mean messages and maybe even call him on his phone, go to his house, send him mail, do anything to bully these people, to harass these people. So Sean Cook should definitely be sued for this. This is utter nonsense. You can't just release people's photos and ID stuff and for bitchy detective work. In a few online forums, men have floated the idea of creating their own male-only version of the app as payback for women's use of T. One such app was called T-Born. Quickly ignited backlash after its creator called users out for posting revenge porn. The app has now been removed from the App Store. So there you go. So these girls, they meet these guys, and they sleep with them, and they let these guys record them, bent over or greasing the weasel, and they're stupid for doing that. And of course, these guys, when these bitches turn out to be assholes, they expose them for the whores that they are. When will they learn? When will they learn? T said in an Instagram story last week that the new signups surpassed 2 million in a span of days. Many have posted on the app's Instagram page said that they remain on the app's wait list. So the app has a wait list. Although several commenters have expressed concerns about their data privacy in the wake of the hacking news. Now, what does this say about women in general? Well, it shows how petty women are. It shows the lengths that they'll go to embarrass men. And it also shows that over the years, in literature, in movies, in poems, in myths, women have always been put up on that pedestal, right? Because of their virtue, because of their beauty, because of their innocence. Well, social media has exposed the monster that most women are. Not all, but enough. And it's exposed how dangerous they can be. It's exposed how evil they can be. And it's exposed that Western women have lost all value and virtue. How can you how can you be a guy and go on a website, look, maybe just looking to see what's out there, have a date or do something, meet somebody, and if it doesn't go right, or if the date just is a dud, now you got to worry about these bitches going out and saying, old Johnny over there, he's a dud, or he's a bore. And they're going to show you his picture, and they're going to show his address, and they're going to give out his phone number, and they're going to show text messages, and they're going to show pictures, and they're going to show his car and his driver's license, license plate number, and expose him to no end. Where's the high regard in that? Why should we put that on a pedestal? That is evil. That's hell. That's someone who doesn't deserve not just respect, forget about respect. That's someone that should not be involved in Western civilization, somebody who should be shunned from society, exiled out. And this hack was, of course, an act of vengeance because, as we all know, men always find a way. And I guarantee you this won't stop. All these women, every single one of them that's on this app, all 2 million and the ones that are on the waiting list, hell is waiting for you. Because that's what happens when white men fight back. Now, do I agree with this whole vengeance thing? You like to see people squirm a little bit because they deserve it. There's no reason for this app to exist. There's no reason whatsoever. Because one guy's mom, got trained out by online guys, doesn't mean that innocent men should pay for that. Are there assholes out there? Of course. But these women have taken it to the extreme. And there will be people who will defend them. Oh, well, they're just looking out for themselves and sisters got to stick together. Bullshit. They're looking to hurt people. This could get somebody seriously hurt. And they don't care because it's an anonymous thing. Social media has created monsters. They've created these vapid people who are so desensitized because all you're doing is looking on a computer screen. So the person on the other end doesn't seem real. So if you ruin their life, they're just somebody that was on a TV or on a screen or on a phone or on an app. It doesn't mean anything to you until it happens to you. And this is why, gentlemen, I always say Satan's always busy, because these are satanic, evil proceedings. And these women love it. They fall for it. They can't wait for more. They love the drama. They just love it. They can't live without it. That woman last night was a prime example of having everything in life given to her. And most importantly, she had peace in her life. But women are so, I hate to say the word stupid, but they're so dumb that they confuse peace for boredom. They would rather have this happen. They would rather have problems and drama and pettiness and gossip in their lives to fulfill them. They can't live in peace. They can't be still. They're like great white sharks. They have to move and cause chaos. And that's why for thousands of years before us, there were so many restrictions on what women can do. And now we know why. Now we know why Islam holds these women in burqas and doesn't allow them to go out after a certain time, and they can't do this and they can't do that. Now we know why. Western women have shown that they cannot control themselves when given freedoms. They just can't. Prove me wrong. We're seeing this now. We're seeing this live. So, gentlemen, if I were you, and I know it's hard now because in this day and age, people just don't go out anymore. Everything is done online. I would try to avoid these sites I would try not to expose yourself, especially your private information on these sites. And if you do go out with one of these women, and if you do hook up, don't tell them where you live. I wouldn't even take my car. I would just take an Uber and meet them somewhere. Don't take pictures with them. Don't do anything of the sort, because they will try to ruin you. They'll try to ruin your reputation, because women are not smart enough to know that if a date didn't go right with her, with one woman, it might go right for her, maybe somebody else, right? People don't always click. No, women aren't like that. It's red flag. Oh, he's creepy, or he's too short, or he doesn't have as much hair as his photo showed, or he doesn't do this, or he doesn't have that. He drives a beater. He doesn't drive a new car. That's what this is all about. So I implore you, gentlemen, don't fall into the trap. Every day, since I started this podcast back in March, I see story after story after story of the pettiness and evil of women, and it knows no bounds. They will outdo this. They will out petty and out gossip this. They will outdo this. Trust me, mark my words. It's sad. It's sad, it's sad, it's sad. And there's my 2 cents. All right, gentlemen. Thank you again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Be careful out there. Be careful, my friends. Satan is always busy. Remember to be a man. You have a backbone. Use it, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And remember, if it has an ism, it's a mental disorder. We'll see you later.